government to begin design and feasibility study for a new city. That's to say that the government actually wants to move the government house and every other sector connected to it to another city, decongesting Accra. As a permanent fix to decongest Accra, the government will soon begin the design and feasibility study for a new city, as President John Mahama has actually said. He said some of the government offices and agencies will have to move out of Accra to the new city. And yeah, he has not actually mentioned the new city, but we know that anything that Mr. President actually lays his hands to actually brings out success. I believe that this city will be located somewhere on the Accra plans, from Bundasi, stretching across Greater Accra, Eastern Region, and Volta Region. The city will straddle 3 regions, President Mahama stated in his remark at a grand durbar of the chiefs and people of the Greater Accra region at Dudua. The thank you tour is to enable the president to express gratitude to the chiefs and people of the Greater Accra region and Ghanaians for their massive support for him and for the National Democratic Congress NDC in the 2024 general election. The way they actually won their election, the president has actually embarked in a thank you tour, and in one of his speech, he has actually said that he wants to congest Accra, thereby by removing the government house. They will soon actually move the government house because the design and feasibility study of this new city has actually really begun. And as a permanent fix to decongest Accra, knowing fully well that sometime last week Accra actually had to deport so many persons, so many fugitives they feel are not supposed to be in Accra. And here the president has remarked that as a permanent fix to decongest Accra, the government will soon begin the design and feasible study of a new city. President Mahama actually said it himself. He said some of the government offices and agencies will have to be moved out of the Accra to this new city. And the new city has not actually really been fixed because it is actually going to be across Greater Accra, Eastern Region, and Volta Region. We don't really know a particular place it will be, but the city will straddle 3 regions. These 3 regions I just mentioned: the Volta Region, the Eastern Region, and the Greater Accra Region. And this actually was said in a thank you tour that the president has embarked to express his gratitude to the chiefs and people of the Greater Accra region and Ghana for their massive support for how he actually won, not just him, the NDC actually won the election. President Mahama retaliated that the new city will stretch to the bank of the Volta River and there will be a railway link and an express that will link the new city to Accra. Touching on chieftaincy disputes, the president said while government constitutional could not interfere in the internal matters of traditional institutions, they were deeply concerned by the impact of unresolved disputes on the development of our traditional areas in Greater Accra region. He therefore urged all traditional councils to utilize the structures of the national and regional House of Chiefs to solve matters of chieftaincy and dignity through dialogue and mutual respect. He said the Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs stands ready to support and facilitate any resolution mechanism fairly and naturally. President Mahama said once again the issue that was repeatedly raised during the engagement with communities across the Greater Accra region was a matter of state lands and ancestral Ghanaian lands. He said these concerns were valid and that he understood the historical injustice and emotional depth tied to this matter. President Mahama noted that as a result, one of the first directives he issued upon assuming office as president was to direct the land commissions to halt all sales and proceedings of all government lands. He reiterated that the directive was still in force. The president said following the receipt of the Operation Recover All Loot Oral Committee report, the Attorney General initiated investigations into the alleged looting of prime government and Ghanaian lands that were sold to individuals with political influences, some for this as low as 45,000 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, there are lands whose value run into millions of cedis. Mr. President Mahama said that it was in that spirit that he announced that following these investigations, they will consider the formation of a commission and inquiry to investigate the acquisitions allocated and use the public lands in Greater Accra. He also said that commissions would work with the chiefs, legal experts, historians and affected communities to produce a comprehensive result, and this outcome will guide a lasting and just solution to a matter that had lasted for too many years. Thereby, we've actually seen that the government of the President John Mahama has actually started design and feasibility study for the new city, and this is just to move the government houses and other public sectors or agencies out of Accra to this new city to enable everyone actually get Accra fixed, because this is actually one of the things he feels will fix Accra for the congestion. And GCAG demands immediate prosecution of Akonta Mining Limited officials over Galamsey's issues. The Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey (GCAC) has issued a strong call to government to the immediate arrest and prosecution of directors of Akonta Mining Limited and call Babu government officials over their alleged involvement in illegal mining activities that have caused extensive environmental challenge. In a press statement released Sunday, May 18, 2025, the coalition expressed deep disappointment over what is described as the government's copious failure to act on well-documented evidence of illegal mining by Akonta Mining Limited since 2022. The group cited the pollution of major water bodies like the Tanko River and the destruction of the Tanko Mini Forest Reserve as clear examples of the environmental devastation caused by the company. The GCAG pointed the documentary released by the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources, which detailed the extent of the damage caused by the Akonta mining, despite assurance from the ministry to swift action. The coalition said no arrests have been made so far and persecution is yet to commence, describing the delay as dangerous and subjective of political interference. While they acknowledged that the government has done well to freeze the account of Akonta Mining Limited, there is no justification for the second continued delay in prosecuting those responsible, the statement actually stated. The coalition demands that the managing director, CEO, or director of Akonta Mining and any complaint government officials from the agencies such as the Minerals Commissions, Forestry Commission and Security Service be prosecuted under Act 995. According to the GCAG, failure to act decisively undermines the government's commitment to fighting illegal mining and foster a culture of impunity. Please do well to comment how you see this. Also like, comment and follow. Put on the notification bell so you get all our news, all our trending news one by one. And thank you, my people, for always being there for me.